if you think you can not have a vaccine just because you don't want to have a vaccine, well, you should think about what you're doing to your family and to the community. And I would say even more than that, what a high do you have? What a ridiculous position is that when you're going to put health staff at risk, and when you get sick, you're going to expect to come into hospital and get paid for by taxpayers. You know what? It's time for those who actually think that way to wake up.
Ito ngayong ayaw magpabakuna, sinasabi ko sa inyo, huwag kayong lumabas ng bahay. Kasi pag lumabas kayo ng bahay, sabihin ko sa mga pulis, ibalik ka doon sa bahay mo, you'll be escorted back to your house because you are a walking spreader. Let's give it to the people who want it. Those who do not want it, well, for all I care, you can die anytime.
Boom shakalaka, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters around the world. It is your boy Chris Shule, aka the esoteric noetic, aka the chocolate Nubian soul brother from Ghana, West Africa, dropping the wisdomatic truth bombs here in Melbourne, Australia, home of the New World Order, mate. You know you can rely on me because I'm true blue. I stand with Dan, Fauci, ScoMo, George Soros, Joe Christ Biden. I'm on team. Meh. I'm on team. Everyone needs to be boom shakalakad because you're endangering everyone. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, click on the bell, tell your friends, tell your mom, drop some comments, let us know what it is. Let's get it. Oh, my people, my brothers and sisters around the world, people of freedom, people of light, people of choice, people of uncomfortable truths, conspiracy theorists, misfits, Aquarians, spoilers. Ooh, we are in some crazy times right now, are we not? You know, I was thinking Taliban-run countries like Afghanistan are looking rather appealing right now. And it's funny how the United States usually goes into these countries to liberate them, right? To bring about more freedom, apparently, when it is these very countries, like the United States, most of these Western countries that seem to be overrun with tyranny. And tyranny light is becoming full-blown tyranny at the moment, particularly in France. I came across a report recently that just made me go, what? I mean, I was just having a conversation last night just in regards to parental rights, how it's difficult being a parent right now. Now, yours truly, I'm not a parent, but I know how incredibly protective I can become over animals. And I can only imagine what it's like when you have a child and you feel as if people are doing things that are not in the best interest of your child, and you don't even have the right to decide what you think is best for your children because that's been made for you. That decision has been made for you by the state. And we're seeing a lot of schools now essentially try to override your parental rights. And in France, I came across a report that just blew my fucking mind. So, ladies and gentlemen, lo and behold, in France, the French government is opening 7,000 boom shakalaka centers in school. The French government has announced that it will massively boom shakalaka students, the teachers. Now, wait. Apparently, it's going to be optional for the students and teachers. But your little children, that's another story. So from September onwards, nearly 7,000 boom shakalation centers will be opened on the territory directly in schools in order to allow the boom shakalation of children. In addition, the government has stated that minors could be boom shakalaked without the consent of their parents. Boom, boom. In parallel to this law, the government has conducted a huge influence campaign via partnerships with influencers appreciated by children. Oh, isn't that absolutely diabolical? So now we're implementing this on the psychological level. We're getting all of these popular social influencers to tell children how amazing it is to get the V. And then, of course, if mommy and daddy say, I don't want you getting the V. Well, they're crazy conspiracy theorists. Obviously, we got to listen to our social influencers, right? Because they know what's best for us. And your children, of course, they're going to go to these schools and be coercively boom shakalaka. But of course, they'll probably want it at this point in time, I would imagine, because of all the social influences. And there won't be much that you can do about it. It is absolutely diabolical. Similarly, advertising spots tell young children that they must get boom shakalaka if they don't want to be responsible for their grandparents' deaths by infecting them. Oh, that is so sinister. Imagine telling a child that has not fully formed their critical thinking skills. You tell them that they're responsible for granddaddy dying, unless, of course, they put something in their body. How sinister is that? It's kind of emotional blackmail. Do you want daddy to die? You don't want daddy to die. You don't want granddaddy to die, do you? So you should be a good little girl and do what your authoritative Orwellian government tells you to do. So anyway, as a reminder, if parents refuse to boom shakalaka their children, they could be prosecuted. Ready for it? This is the crazy stuff. Prosecuted for violating legal obligations that compromise the health, morals, or education of their child. They will risk 2 years in prison and a fine of 30,000 euros. Oh! You know, out of all the laws that I've come across in history, this has got to be one of the most dystopian, Orwellian. I mean, essentially, you're being imprisoned because you don't want to go along with something that you may think is not in the best interest of your children. But of course, you must be a crazy conspiracy theorist if you don't want to go along with whatever the state is proclaiming. It's not like the state is ever wrong. It's not like they've been wrong about asbestos, cigarettes, and the list goes on and on and on in regards to medical treatments in the past. But no, this time, well, you know, the science is irrefutable, right? You can rely on the authorities. Ooh, the absolute insanity, this legalese sleight of hand. Oh, well, unless, of course, you go ahead with this, you're responsible for the potential deaths of these children. You have a moral obligation. This kind of nonsensical passive violence, by you not committing something, by you not forcing something on someone, you're somehow passively committing violence. These kind of arguments are the refuge of the most disingenuous souls. I don't deal with people like this. I mean, people either make arguments like this because they are literally stupid. They're morons. They have incredibly low IQs. It's not any kind of inappropriate language. They're literally people that have an IQ of under 70. Or they are the most disingenuous people. I mean, anyone that is implementing this knows exactly what they're doing. Let's just say that. And it is definitely it is definitely not something that is, well, I think you get the idea. I'm going to try to keep this as legitimate as I can for obvious reasons. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know what you think about this. Do you have children, and how do you feel about this stuff being implemented on them, particularly if you're in France? I would love to hear from my French viewers, if I have any. I'd love to hear what you think about this. I know things are incredibly difficult for you right now, but I assure you that we're all dealing with challenges. I think France has probably got it worse than anyone right now. France and maybe Israel. But Canada and Australia are not far behind. The kind of stuff that we're seeing going on in Australia is becoming tyranny full blown. We've gone from tyranny light. Oh, look, mate, if you don't get this thing, you're selfish. Well, you shouldn't be allowed to participate in society. To we're slowly turning up the volume, and it would not surprise me if, whether it's a year or even less from now, I mean, the rate at which this thing has been increasing is insane. It's not going to be outside the realm of possibility to see the same kind of stuff implemented here in Australia, mate. Because it seems like we are falling into the same narrative of tyranny, of no respect for human rights, and using these talismanic words like safety and, oh, look, mate, you're endangering people, or it's proportionate for me to rape you because it's for the greater good. And we're currently in a system where the entire Australian government, and this applies to pretty much most Western countries, is being overrun by corrupt judges, whether they're in the Supreme Court, High Court even. We are seeing politicians that are essentially advocating for things that are not only illegal, not only unlawful, but are just downright immoral, that people should literally face jail time for human rights abuses. But because so many people, it seems, either lack the courage to actually stand up against it, don't understand that you can still be in favor of something but just not want to have it forced on people, and see anyone that doesn't want to go along with the narrative as being an anti-vaxxer, these people that are so retarded that they can't delineate between those that are advocating for force and just those that don't think something is a good idea. They seem to be passively or actively supporting the politicians doing this kind of stuff. And I want to remind every single one of you individuals that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it always bends towards justice. Karma will get you, brother. You cannot continue to advocate for violence without this coming back to bite you in the ass. And people will remember you. These Facebook posts that you're sharing, they're stored on the internet. Everything is remembered, not just on a technological level, but on a metaphysical, spiritual level. Everything is felt. All of these arguments that you momos are making, they're felt in the universe, and they will come back at you. All the people that are inciting the government to advocate for this kind of stuff, to implement this, history will remember you. But ladies and gentlemen, remember that there are more and more people waking up every single day. There is a silent majority out there. And when we unite, we are uniting, we will overcome this tyranny. As I often say, there are three things that cannot remain hidden for long: the sun, the moon, and the wisdomatic truth bombs of your chocolate Nubian soul brother. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, click on the bell, tell your friends, tell your mom, drop us some comments, check us out on the Telegram if you want to stay up to date. If you are on the main channel, the Esoteric Noetic, I've been posting some other videos on the backup channel, so be sure to go and check that out. And if you want to really support us, would love you guys to buy us a coffee or just tell your mom, get us out there. Until next time, peace out, keep it real, don't drive in text.
What is liberty?
What the? Who says you can't build muscle on a vegan diet?
What's it like being a hottie in the vegan community?
There are no political solutions, only technological ones.
The economics of the system don't allow multiple competing systems to survive.
Engineering, technology, these arts of humanity, they are magic.